Hello and welcome to Weekly MTG. I'm your host Blake Rasmussen, and you see me coming to you from this black box. There's nothing else here because today we have a bit of a different show in that we have two pre-recorded segments. We had some fantastic guests that we wanted to talk to this week, but they weren't available today. I think one of them's on a plane. One of them is also very, very busy, and you will see why in a second, because our first segment that we're going to throw to with Past Blake is featuring one Matthew Lillard of Beadle and Grimm's and a bunch of other stuff. So let's take it away to Past Blake and Matthew Lillard. Thanks, future Blake. Past Blake here with a very special guest. It's been a minute since we've had him on the show, but Matthew Lillard is here today to talk about a really cool new offering from Beadles and Grimm. Welcome, Matt. How you doing?
No, thank you for having me, man. I'm great. It's been a long time.
It has been. It's been in a year or two. I don't know. Time is a construct.
You
Who
know,
can
it's
say?
here for maybe Eldraine or Here Be Dragons. I was here for sure, but
Yeah. Who can say? But
Who can
you're here, and you know we've had you on for a couple of your products, which are all really cool. But this one might be my favorite because I genuinely think so. Because it's kind of the most generally useful, and it's a really cool idea. So I'm just going to hand it over to you. Why don't you tell us about this token set you all put together?
Yeah, so it's we're excited to be here. Beadle and Grimm's is a company that is built on the idea of bringing exceptional products to your table, whether it's Dungeons and Dragons or Magic the Gathering. And we're thrilled to bring this to market. This is our mana token set. It's our mana token collection. There it is. So beautiful. And so the idea is that, we've done very bespoke, very limited runs around drops, Eldraine, Bloomborough, and this we wanted to make more available and have sort of a longer run at them. So we worked with the artist Justine Jones, and she created these killer tins that are packed full of things to sort of elevate your game experience with your friends around the table.
Well, yeah, and I think we can open this up to show what the contents are, but it's a bunch of stuff you use in every game of Magic, and I love how they're coded to what you're going to be doing in each of these colors. So, people can see what's on the screen here, but Matthew, why don't you tell us a little bit about each of the different components in each tin?
Yeah, I mean, look, you can, anytime you're playing a game, we've all seen it, like somebody out there with a D6 with a counter, or different tokens right on your table. You've curated over time, and so our whole thing is like, what can we do? I actually have the black mana set here in front of me. I have all of the sets, but one of the things I think that's great is that the materials we're using are substantial, right? Those are metal +1 counters. Our tokens are all based on aluminum, right? So the art comes from iconic images and iconic cards. Our counter we think is really rad. It's again a metal piece. You've got 0 to 20 on one side, 20 to 40 on the other side. So in case you're playing Commander, it clicks down. It's pretty basic. It's simple, but it's elevated, right? And look, I think that the idea of being at a table and sort of expressing yourself is, that's part of the joy of sitting there and one-on-one combat, and that's what we kind of lean into here, right? We love the color schemes that she came up with. Justine's an amazing artist. Working with her was awesome. And we wanted green to have more than just green. We wanted black mana to have some pop and sort of carry the vibe of what that mana represents. And so, we're proud of it. Look, they're sets that are beautiful. They're bespoke. They sort of speak to a player, and we're hoping that, players everywhere sort of dig them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my favorite thing, like you said, they're bespoke to each color. And so they contain tokens that are commonly found in those colors. I don't know if we can throw any of the colors up. This is perfect. So, like, for example, blue gets hexproof and flying a little more often. Black gets lifelink and death touch a little more often. And even the +4/+4 or +1/+1. Like, I love how this is made for the colors, and they have specific things to those colors.
Yeah, and on the other side, the reverse side is the negative, right? So you've got a plus on one side, you got the negative on the other side. And look, I think they're fun. They're heavy. They sort of have I've got one right here. I mean, they sort of have the weight to them. Yeah, there's like have a weight to them that's really nice. Menace on one side, and then I've got the other side there is Death Touch.
Yeah.
I think we should make it a necklace. We should just literally put a chain. Let you just walk around flaunting your mana.
There you go. Express yourself.
Yeah, but it's cool. And the art, I think, if I pull these out, right? So that we've done these before, but sort of there's a tactile vibe to them. Apparently, I can't find my own camera, which is supposed to be my strength. And there's like a weight to it. There's like a heftiness to it. Yeah. There's a quality about them that we're really proud of.
Yeah. So, for those at home who are enjoying this and like what they see, when and where are they going to be able to pick these up?
Yeah, so we're launching at MagicCon Vegas. I think that's October. I'm not sure the date, but
25th through 27th. I'm going to be there.
Nice. You're going to be there. Well, you have to stop by. We'll definitely.
I do. I actually do want at least the blue one. Yeah.
Done. Okay, done. So we launched there. You can buy them in person, and then they'll be live on the site at beadleandgrims.com. And we hope people dig them. I mean, the thing about, we're a small company, right? And so these little moments of like making a big leap into this market it's important to us as a company, and it's important to the success of the company. So if you're fans of Beadle and Grimm, if you like what we do, support the product and come out and, I don't know, check it out.
Yeah, check it out at MagicCon Las Vegas. So especially if you're going to be there, you can also check it out on their website. So how much do each of these run?
$55 US. $55 US. Can I show you my favorite thing that Justine did, and then we can bounce out? So you see the skulls on the side, very metal, nice. Very dark, and then you lift up the tin, and the rats are exposed.
Cool.
The rats are eating the brains.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Good.
Yeah. And I'm sure each of the tins has little touches like that. So, yeah, definitely good work by Justine Jones. Love her work. Glad you all worked with her. Well, cool. Yeah. Matthew, thanks for stopping by. Again, everyone at home, check them out at MagicCon Las Vegas or Beadle and Grimm's website, which is?
BeadleandGrims.com.
Easy enough to remember. So easy.
I'm pretty sure. If it's not,
you know what? They'll find it. Type it in. It'll get there eventually. Yeah. It'll get there. All right.
It is definitely BeadleandGrims.com. I'm going to regret saying the maybe part.
Yeah.
But,
all right. Well, thanks again, Matthew. And we are going to throw it back to Future Blake. Thanks, everyone.
I can't wait to see what happens next week. Bye, Future Blake. Or you're present, Blake.
I'm present. Past Blake, no one knows.
Meta. So I feel like I'm in the Matrix. I'm definitely in the Matrix. All right, brother. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Matthew. Thank you, Past Blake and Matthew Lillard. Always a delight when Matthew drops by. It's been a bit, but we were happy to have him. Even though we couldn't have him live, and we were also super happy last week to join with some of our friends in ExtraLife. For those who don't know, ExtraLife is a charity we get involved with every year, and we raise a bunch of money for children's hospitals, specifically Seattle's, and specifically the Autism Center. So to talk about that, we have Mike Turian and our good friend Minjarez coming to you now with Past Blake as well. Throwing to you, Val. Thank you, Future Blake. I am Past Blake, here to talk with some very special guests who I believe Mendy is going to be on a plane at the time that you're watching this in the future. So we're in the past recording this so we can talk to you about it in the present. We are here today to talk about ExtraLife, which is an event that Wizards of the Coast takes part in every year to raise funds for Seattle Children's Hospital. So we're going to talk through that. We're going to talk through all the ways that you can help out. And we're going to learn a little bit about the upcoming Secret Lair drop for Extra Life in the process. So let's start by meeting our two panelists. Now, if you were here last year for Extra Life, you already know these fine people. But if you weren't, Mike and Mendy, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Hi, I'm Mike Turian. I'm executive producer for Magic. So I've gotten the pleasure of talking with you about amazing things like the Lord of the Rings set and Duskmorn and so many more. Today I'm here to talk about Extra Life, and you know, for me, I've been part of the Extra Life team and fundraising for the past 11 years, and we've raised millions of dollars doing it. So I'm super excited that Wizards is committed to doing it again this year, and we have lots of awesome things to talk about. So looking forward to it.
Mendy?
Yeah, I'm Mendy Minjarez. I'm a psychologist. I'm the director of early intervention at Seattle Children's Autism Center. And I have been here before as well, formerly in my capacity as executive director of the Autism Center. So if people are tracking, you know, their stats carefully, they might say, she wasn't in that role last year. But one of the luckiest parts of my shift in roles is I still am the representative from our center for this relationship and this collaboration with you guys in fundraising. And that has just been a delightful relationship over the last 5 years. So I'm super happy to be here as well.
And we're happy. Mendy's a good friend of the show. So let's start off by talking about, if people aren't familiar, what is Extra Life, Mike?
Yeah, so Extra Life is an amazing fundraising effort that really focuses around gaming, right? The Children's Miracle Network represents children's hospitals around the country, right? So with Wizards being in Seattle, we fundraise for Seattle Children's Hospital. But if you were in Boston, for instance, then you would choose a local children's hospital in that area. And really, all gamers, you know, video gamers, tabletop gamers, board gamers, come together, fundraise money for, you know, children's hospitals as part of Extra Life. There's a game day that's going to happen the first weekend in November, where Wizards will be streaming, and you know, for anyone watching Twitch, you'll see all of your favorite streamers joining in, raising money, and you know, it's for an amazing cause, which I know Mendy will talk about, just the impact that it makes. So it's fantastic, and I'm super excited because Wizards has raised nearly $5 million as part of this since 2020. And so, you know, we're looking to raise even more money this year. So I'm excited.
Mendy, what are we raising money for?
All sorts of good things. So, you know, I think one of the things that's the most kind of important to us, or kind of, you know, special to the Autism Center at Seattle Children's about this kind of fundraising is it really gives us, you know, a certain amount of freedom or leeway for innovation, for pilot projects, for covering, you know, what the hospital calls greatest areas of need, or areas of greatest need. And what those often mean are things that, you know, pop up suddenly, like, for example, following COVID, there's been a significant mental health crisis in youth, and that certainly includes kids with autism. And it doesn't necessarily mean that we were staffed and ready to handle that, but here it is, and here we are. And when we can pull from philanthropy funds to, you know, to pilot new programs, to support families with unanticipated, you know, kinds of changes and things like that, it just really allows us to meet the needs of the community in a much more tailored and I think innovative way than if we were solely relying on health insurance, you know, reimbursable kinds of activities. So, you know, examples of that for us, I mean, families of children with autism, they face all kinds of obstacles and logistics, and they have to engage multiple service systems, for example. They have to engage with special education services. They have to engage with state developmental disabilities benefits, with different kinds of health insurance benefits, and you need authorizations and paperwork. And that's incredibly challenging for families to navigate. And so an example of where philanthropy has really, you know, comes into play for us is we have a team of 5 patient navigators whose sole job is to assist families with those sorts of things. How do I fill out this application? How do I make this appointment with this person who's going to tell me whether I get this benefit or not? How do I navigate all of these service systems. So that kind of thing makes a really significant difference. To talk about just kind of the last few years, I mean, the mental health crisis, as probably everybody knows, has become very, very significant for youth in the last few years. And kids with autism are not immune from that by any stretch of the imagination. And a specific example of something that has been directly funded by the Wizards of the Coast, philanthropy, is that we've been able to add 3 new people to that family navigation team, whose job is to focus on families who are in crisis. So their job is, the family's in crisis, they don't know what to do, maybe they're worried the child will get hospitalized or things like that. And we have now new programs that are new in the last few years, thanks to this, generous partnership, to help those families navigate, to provide them with short-term crisis stabilization services, to try to keep them out of the hospital, keep them out of the emergency department. And that's a time in families' lives where obviously there's an incredible amount of, stress and vulnerability. So us being able to, say, oh, okay, we're going to staff up this section of our workforce. Yeah. Oh, look at that. We have funding to do this. Like that is amazing. That's the difference of, of a family getting care versus a family not getting care. Yeah. In some cases.
Well, and so if that sounds like a cause and some activities that you would like to support, let's talk about the different ways that you can do so. So we've got a graphic. Let's put this up here. So we got a few things going on. We're going to start with these. Mike, can you walk us through what these activities are?
Yeah, so the top one there, the Change Kids' Health to Change the Future, right, which is really the vision of what ExtraLife is all about. You can go to extralife.wizards.com, and if you want, it's a great place to donate to anybody on the Wizards team, or that also will take you to the ExtraLife site overall if there's a different person that you're looking to support. For those that are looking to join, you can go to extralife.wizards.com. So many people join the Wizards team, and then you can do your own local. If you're doing a game day stream or a game day activity or just want to fundraise, be that spirit of in getting into the volunteer activities, super meaningful. And then along with, we're putting up an article that's outlining all of what we're talking about today. And then that content also will live on extralife.wizards.com. So there's a lot going on there. Now for the bottom 2 things, Employee Takeover Week. One of the amazing things is just how everybody at Wizards gets into and loves being a part of, this amazing cause. And so on the October 28th through November 1st rather, in the morning, so around 9 a.m. Pacific time, there will be Wizards employees streaming on Twitch TV/Magic. That goes all the way from, hey, I'm playing MTG Arena and talking about it, right? Or last year I know that there was a cooking, like, oh, you want to learn some Magic recipes and get involved in that way, and so that was put together. So it's really a fun week of streaming, and then that's capped off on Saturday. We do at noon Pacific. It starts once again on Twitch TV/Magic. We have a show. I know in the past, like Mark Rosewater has come in. He's planning on coming in again this year. In the past, he's dressed up as a shark to raise money for charity. So of course,
that's his normal everyday work outfit. Yep.
Shark Rosewater visited us. There's all sorts of. Once again, there's Magic play. It's really geared towards more fun, more casual. In the past, we brought in D&D plus Magic. So I encourage anybody to once again tune in and be a part of that.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, the last few years, our biggest way that people have helped has been our Secret Lair ExtraLife drop. And so we're going to reveal the contents of that right now in the past or in the future, wherever we are in the timeline.
On your screen.
On your screen that you are watching right now. Mike, this right away, this is popping. This is really cool, interesting, different. Tell us about what's going on with this drop.
Yeah, so this is our Secret Lair offering for the year. Before I talked about how Wizards has raised nearly $5 million. Products like Secret Lair have really powered that up. And you can see here we have another great drop. These cards are all done in the 8-bit style by the artist Mike Burns, and it's really a story that they tell. So you can see Fibblethip has, in classic video game side-scrolling style, come onto a lava level. That's what you see there on the left with Mana Geyser. Starts with full health. You can see his health bar all filled up with hearts in the top left. And okay, he's on the level, and he encounters the boss, right? In Lightning Bolt, you see Nicobolus shooting a lightning bolt. Now, note, we're doing this for charity. This is not Magic Canon, but it's for a good cause for the kids. And so Nicobolus is just willing to help out by firing a lightning bolt at Fibblethip. And you can see there that Fibblethip's life total gets adjusted, as it were. But in the third scene, Fierce Guardianship, Fibblethip fights back, and he's his own commander, so he gets to do this for free. It's with that amazing card for any of you who are playing, perfect for a blue-red commander deck. Now we've taken some liberties, right? Instead of countering the spell, Fibblethip deflects the spell back onto Nicobolus, and you can see Nicobolus being defeated in Delayed Blast Fireball. And so that is sort of the 4-card scene. The celebration occurs, and it's amazing that, once again, we just get to tell this fun story, really embrace the video game aspect of Extra Life. We know there's so many people who love Magic and love video games. And once again, if you're a blue-red commander player, this is you're raising money for charity. You're going to have a powerful upgrade to your deck. It's all amazing.
Yeah. And as you can see, this is on sale October 14th through November 17th. Mike, is this printed demand then?
Oh, yeah. So, on the Secret Lair site, one of the things that's novel here, a little different, is unlike many Secret Lairs which sell out, right? Yeah. They go on sale, they sell out. Because this is for a good cause, because this is for charity, we've done two things that are really amazing. One, we've printed them up front, a number up front, and hopefully when those sell out, for one, they'll ship, so you'll get them faster, right? Yep. We like them, you give to a good cause, and next thing you know, you have a nice package coming in the mail. But also, if what's ordered goes above and beyond what we've printed, we will make sure that every order that comes in during that sale window that we print and fulfill. We just want to keep donating. We want to keep donating, right? Yeah. 50% of each Secret Lair sale price goes to help Seattle Children's, right? And so, and they're priced just $39.99 for the non-foil, $49.99 for the foil. So, which is what to expect from the Secret Lair. Yeah, great. All right, so those will go on sale on October 14th, but that's not it. You may have also noticed, our shirts, you may have noticed that Johnny was sort of, narrating the scene through those cards. Why a Johnny? Yeah, so Johnny's been our Extra Life mascot. As a Planeswalker, we just really love what he represents and his story represents. And so early on, I'll say, adopted a Johnny. And for those who have been supporting in the past, you'll continue to see, like last year, it was My Little Ponies and a Johnny were hanging out together. So if you're a completionist and you've bought shirts in the past years, playmats in the past years, we have them once again. A Johnny is featured in that same 8-bit style. We skipped over his completed phase. Oh yeah, we have skipped over his. That was an awkward moment, but once again, it's for charity, for a good cause. And he's back. He's back. Johnny's all good. Yeah, it's all good. So we have the apparel to show off. It's the merchandise. Yeah, the merchandise. Yeah. Yeah, so again, we're in the past, this is in the future, so this extralifeshop.com may or may not be live at the time you are watching this, but this is going to be the place to get these items. If you're looking for the shirt, which we've been modeling this whole show, those are $29.99. The playmat is $26.99. The pin,
$12.99, and the sticker will be $4.99.
Yeah, and so it's awesome. We have the shirt with the front and back design this year. It's available in unisex, and it's available in a women's cut. And so it's, I mean, as you can tell by when you see us, it looks great. And then the play mat's it's a really nice size, great of course for playing Magic on. I do that. I also use mine. So for my at-home setup, I have my keyboard and my mouse, and I use it as a big mouse pad. So,
Same actually.
They're really great. And Ultra Pro and formerly Legion Supplies has supported us since the very beginning, and it's huge. So and they donate as well.
Yeah. And then your final way to participate, if you'd like, is through Magic the Gathering Arena. We have a number of cosmetics, a number being 3. And with those 3 cosmetics, all proceeds, less transaction fees, are going to be donated to ExtraLife, benefiting Seattle Children's Hospital. Fibble Tip's pretty popular. My money's on that one on the right there being the most popular. But we'll see. Johnny's got his fans as well. So if you want to participate through Magic the Gathering Arena, this is a great way to do so. Right. That covers all of the different ways that you can start helping out. Again, this is going to be taking place starting next week, kind of through November. But before we go, any last thoughts?
I mean, the last, I guess, thought I would like to share is just how meaningful this partnership is to us, to our staff, and to our team at the Autism Center. I feel like this, I think we were talking about it earlier, and I was saying this has almost become part of our culture at the Autism Center. People are, very aware of this partnership across our 75 to 100 person staff, with, depending on what time of year it is or who's on and off the team. People know the cadence, they know what to expect, they know that the new cards come out in the fall, they get excited, when we get cards to give people, they get very excited to actually, see them in person. So it's a really special partnership. It's, we don't have relationships like that with very many of our donors and our, kind of philanthropy partners. And I would say that our relationship with the Wizards is really very kind of integrated into our fabric or our culture. So it's very meaningful to us. And so I always like to make sure that you guys know how meaningful it is, but also in this case, your viewers, your listeners, that the community knows how meaningful that is. It makes a really big difference. It's well beyond the typical kind of philanthropy stewardship kind of relationship. So
Yeah, and then for me, as I mentioned, I've been involved with ExtraLife for about 11 years, and Wizards has given nearly $5 million since 2020. The community has raised over $1 million in that time, and it just really goes to show how much that individual contributions, right? If you want to buy some of the amazing products we've talked about today, that's fantastic. If you want to donate directly, it's amazing. For me, just the getting to volunteer and join in has been fantastic. I think the first year that I led the Magic team, I want to say it raised, I don't know, $25,000. Like, success to me was, hey, the game day stream went live, and
people saw us.
People saw us, and right. And it was just like that was a huge accomplishment. And I think the biggest thing is for people who want to go and join, and doing that has led us to now. It's like, hey, every year we're raising $1 million or so dollars, right? And so that wouldn't have happened. That wouldn't have been possible if not for just that initial hey, we're going to do this. We're going to make it happen. So I'm super proud of the team. I'm super proud of all these amazing products that we've got to make, like Ponies to Galloping and the now the newest ExtraLife drop. So yeah, it's fantastic, and I encourage you to whatever it is you want to decide to volunteer for, go do it. It's been amazing for me.
Yeah. So if you'd like to help sports, head to extralife.wizards.com. That's going to be your central location for figuring out how you can help. So we look forward to seeing you there. And now we're going to go back to future Blake with more important stuff to talk about. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, past Blake. I do have one thing to add from the now, present, future state that we're in. One thing we didn't add was that the Extra Life products are going to be available at Magic Con Las Vegas, the non-foil edition only. We're going to have limited quantities available at the merch booth at Magic Con Las Vegas. For all units that are sold at Magic Con Las Vegas, 100% of the pre-tax sales dollars will benefit Extra Life. So if you're at Magic Con Las Vegas, it's a good way to pick up a pretty cool product and help out some kids, because, you know, kids are the future, all that. This was our very interesting show. Next week, we have another very interesting show. Next week, we're going to talk about the upcoming World Championship. So Maria Bartoldi is going to be joining us, and we might have a special guest as well. So we're going to be talking all things World Championships next week to get you prepared for the World Championships happening at Magic Con Las Vegas. And of course, if you are headed to Magic Con Las Vegas, be sure to get ready for all the big news, all the fantastic play experiences that's happening October 25th. If you're not able to make it, don't worry. There's Festival in the Box. There's also the, we are going to tape some of our, our things that we talk about, the stuff on the stage, our panels. We're going to put some of those up on YouTube. You'll be able to watch those same day. And there's going to be a ton of juicy information coming out of those. I'm hosting one panel, and I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you for tuning in this week, and we will see you next week.